Today, we're talking about something super important, yet often ignored: your brain health. Yes, the old noggin. We all know how to take care of our skin, our hearts, our muscles. But how often do we think about our brains? Probably only when we can't find our keys for the third time this week, am I right? So today, let's dive into 14 signs that your brain might not be in tip-top shape, and I'll throw in a few tips to get your brain back on track. Let's start with short-term memory loss. Now, we all forget things from time to time, like walking into a room and suddenly wondering why you're there. But if you're finding yourself forgetting things that just happened, like what you had for breakfast or where you put your phone down, again, it could be more than just a busy schedule messing with your head. Short-term memory loss can be caused by the shrinking of the hippocampus. The hippocampus is a small part of your brain that helps you make and store new memories. When it shrinks, which can happen as we get older or due to certain conditions like stress or Alzheimer's, it struggles to do its job properly. This makes it harder for your brain to keep track of new information, which is why you might forget recent things more easily. It's like trying to write on a piece of paper that's too small for all the details. 2. Constant headaches. Sure, we all get them from time to time if we don't get enough sleep or dehydrated. But if you're reaching for pain relievers more often than your morning coffee, your brain might be trying to tell you something important. Frequent headaches, especially when they occur regularly or increase in intensity, can be a sign that your brain is not getting enough blood flow and oxygen. This is a common issue for people with high or low blood pressure, or those with a low red blood cell count, which is anemia. Number 3. Mood swings. 1 minute you're over the moon, and the next you're snapping at someone for no reason. Classic brain trouble. Unhealthy brain chemistry can mess with your mood big time. When your neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers in your brain, get out of balance, it can send your emotions into a tailspin. Chronic stress, depression, and anxiety all take a toll on your brain's ability to regulate those chemicals, turning everyday life into an emotional roller coaster, and not the fun kind. Next at number 4, trouble with language or communication. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation and suddenly the words you need just seem to disappear from your mind? Or maybe you find yourself struggling to express your thoughts clearly, using the wrong words, or having difficulty following along when others are talking. While occasional lapses in communication happen to everyone, especially when we're tired or distracted, frequent trouble with language and communication can be an early indicator of brain issues, including cognitive decline or even early dementia. Number 5. Constant anxiety. Feeling anxious from time to time is totally normal, whether it's before a big presentation or when your favorite TV show ends on a cliffhanger. But if you're in a constant state of worry, it could be a sign that your brain isn't functioning at its best. Chronic anxiety might indicate an imbalance in neurotransmitters, the brain's chemical messengers that help regulate mood. When these chemicals, like serotonin or dopamine, are out of whack, your brain can get stuck in fight or flight mode, making you feel anxious all the time. Left unchecked, constant anxiety can wear down your brain, increasing inflammation and even shrinking areas responsible for memory and decision-making. Number 6. Poor balance and coordination. We've all had clumsy moments, tripping over a curb or bumping into furniture. But if you're stumbling or feeling unsteady more often than usual, it might not just be a case of bad luck. Poor balance and coordination can be a sign of brain-related issues, such as damage to the cerebellum, neurological disorders such as Parkinson's disease, strokes, or inner ear problems. Number 7. Brain fog. If certain areas of the brain are shrinking due to reduced blood flow, chronic stress, poor sleep, or insulin resistance, it can lead to difficulties with concentration and clear thinking, especially in the morning. This issue is more common in people who consume large amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates. Over time, brain cells can become resistant to these carbs, leading to an energy shortage in the brain, which makes it harder to form connections and think clearly. Number 8. Slow learning. While we all take time to learn something new, consistently struggling to absorb information or finding it harder than usual to retain what you've learned could be a sign of cognitive slowdown. This can happen when your brain isn't getting enough stimulation, rest, or the right nutrients to stay sharp, or a deficiency in acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter. affecting healthy communication of neurons, affecting learning and processing information. Number 9, lack of motivation. Feeling like you just don't care about anything anymore? That might not just be laziness, it could be your brain signaling that it's running low on dopamine, the motivation chemical. When dopamine levels drop, even simple activities, like watching your favorite show, start to feel like too much effort. Number 10, blurred vision or visual problems. When your vision starts getting blurry or you have trouble focusing, you might assume it's time for a new pair of glasses. But what if the problem isn't just your eyes, it's your brain? Your brain's visual processing centers, primarily located in the occipital lobe at the back of your head, take the raw data from your eyes and turn it into something meaningful, like recognizing a friend's face or dodging that suspiciously large pothole in the road. But when those visual centers are under stress, damaged, or not functioning properly, your vision can get blurry, unfocused, or even distorted. Things like poor circulation to the brain, chronic stress, or neurological conditions can interfere with this process. Next, at number 11, waking up too often. If your nights are spent more tossing and turning than snoozing, your brain might be sending you a signal. Waking up frequently throughout the night not only leaves you feeling groggy the next day, but also prevents your brain from doing its essential nighttime maintenance. During deep sleep, your brain clears out toxins, consolidates memories, and repairs itself. When sleep is disrupted, your brain doesn't get the chance to recharge, which can lead to memory issues, difficulty concentrating, and even mood changes. Number 12, chronic fatigue. Feel like you're always tired, no matter how much you sleep? Your brain might be running on empty. Chronic fatigue could mean your brain isn't getting enough rest, nutrients, or oxygen. Or perhaps it's been overworked due to chronic stress or hormonal imbalances. Number 13, fidgety. Ever feel like you just can't sit still? Like your body is ready to run a marathon while your mind's trying to focus on reading an email? Constant fidgeting could be your brain's way of telling you something's off. This might indicate a hormonal imbalance in the brain, such as elevated cortisol levels or imbalance in dopamine or norepinephrine. This type of restlessness is frequently seen in individuals with ADD or ADHD. Number 14, depression. Sometimes it's not just feeling down for a day or two. Depression is when that sadness lingers, and your brain feels like it's stuck in low gear, making it hard to find joy in anything. Depression can be a sign that your brain chemistry is off, especially when it affects how you think, feel, and act every day. Low levels of serotonin or dopamine, your brain's feel-good chemicals, can make everything feel like a struggle. So why do we end up with an unhealthy brain? Well, it often comes down to a combination of factors. Chronic stress, poor sleep, unhealthy habits, and an unhealthy diet are major contributors, as they deprive the brain of the rest and nutrients it needs to function properly. Over time, these factors can slow down cognitive processes and damage brain cells. Mental health conditions like depression or anxiety can also impact brain health, while sedentary lifestyles and a lack of mental stimulation further weaken the brain's ability to stay sharp. Ultimately, when the brain doesn't get the care it needs, it starts to show signs that something's wrong. And that's when these symptoms start popping up. How to grow new brain cells. You might think that once brain cells are damaged, they're gone for good, but that's not entirely true. Through a process called neurogenesis, your brain can actually grow new brain cells, particularly in the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning. Regular physical exercise, especially aerobic activities like running or walking, boosts the production of new neurons. Additionally, a brain-healthy diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish, nuts, and seeds, antioxidants, and flavonoids from fruits and vegetables supports this growth. Don't forget the power of sunlight. Getting enough vitamin D through exposure to the sun helps boost neurogenesis, as this essential vitamin plays a key role in brain health and function. Activities that challenge your mind, such as learning new skills, solving puzzles, or practicing mindfulness, also stimulate the creation of new brain cells. And finally, make sure you're getting enough sleep. Deep, restful sleep is crucial for brain repair and neurogenesis. So by making these lifestyle changes, you can actually help your brain grow stronger and healthier over time. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips for keeping your brain and body in peak condition. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.